All right, turn on the mics. Yes. Welcome to Couch Pilots. All of you are my friends. It's the show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television. Pilots on the Pack. My name is Jason, but you can call me the Black Barometer. And by my side, as always, is my main weather vane. It's Captain Philip Ressisher. I love you.
I love you too. I got the main vein.
You're my main weather vane. It's like a penis.
All purple.
It is weird how, like, our conversations devolve so quickly, but it is weird how discolored your penis can look from the rest of the skin on your body. Right?
Exactly. And like me, I have like 3 shades of colors.
Just like those books, right?
Three shades of colors on my penis.
Yeah.
That was the original title.
Was it really?
Yeah, and as you get older, I think it turns gray. I think that's why they went on ahead and said
it turns gray.
The skin on your skin gets grayish, kind of.
Well, Michael Jackson, I think he was a black gentleman, and then I think he had that disease where your skin starts to be blotchy, and he tried to even it out with bleach. That's my guesstimation, anyhow.
Right?
Can we do the same thing with our penis meat?
Well, yeah, you can do it with your butt meat. So I'm assuming you could. Is your penis all one color, or is it like 2 colors or 3? Like I think mine's like 3 different colors. Like at the base, it's one color. Like in the middle, it's another color, and like about a 1/4 inch below the head, all the way up to the tip, it's like a different color.
Yeah, mine's segmented just like that. Yeah. It's the primary colors.
We have segmentism.
It's primary colors. It's red,
yellow, and blue make green.
Yeah. What?
Yellow and blue make green. It's sealed.
Red, yellow, blue. Did you say seal? Like the singer?
No, it's
Kiss
sealed.
from a Rose?
Yellow and blue make green. It's sealed.
Oh, like the Ziploc.
Ziploc. What's on your mind? Kiss from a rose?
Yeah, I'm just lonely, I guess.
Rose-petaled butthole? Have you ever kissed a rose-petaled butthole?
No.
And I wonder why we only have 60 listeners. This is why.
It's because of this kind of talk. I think.
Right, because people are tuning in for the first time. They're like, this said something about $1 a second. And these guys are giving me laughs $1 a second. I'm going to leave it on.
All right, wait, hold on. Is that comment pro this show or a con this show? It started out.
Started out con, but I'm trying to work on my positivity.
You did a quick about face on it. All right.
And I'm like, I'm going to turn this shit around.
All right. Well, just because I've been drinking doesn't mean you can pull a fast one on me. We're living in a post CouchCon 2018 society.
Right. Which to me was better than the pre-Comic-Con.
Yeah. Pre-Comic-Con?
Come.
Would you go to a pre-Com-Con?
Oh, every day I do.
You would go to one every day?
Well, who wouldn't?
What would that even look like to have a pre-Com-Con?
Well, I think pre-Camelot is the DJ.
Is that what they called when JFK was president?
Blown away.
Camelot?
What are you going to say? Camelot.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Did you know that Michael Bublé's son has liver cancer?
No. How old is his son?
Not old.
That sucks.
Yeah, it does suck.
I don't know why you'd bring the show down like that.
Trying to, because I want to be the guy that saves it every time. Hey guys, you ever heard of Mountain Dew? They should call it Mountain Makes My Pee Burn.
It's lucky for you that I have even remotely thick skin, because I know you're like a baby, like you're you're like a 43-year-old baby. All right, I know this.
Oh, I know too.
And I could shatter your world in an instant. I choose not to. Every week, I choose to leave you as you are, slightly worse than how I found you.
Am I gonna come as I am? Oh, great, new mixer. That's great sounding. Jeez.
Yeah, we do have a new mixer, and let's do a couple effects real quick.
Well, should we figure out what's wrong with it?
Okay, you figure that out. I'll welcome our guests. Fix that shit. I have a little something I want to say to everybody that's listening. This is season 16, I believe.
Season 16, episode 1.
Yeah, this is a special.
It might be our last.
With any luck, it will be. I made a promise to myself. No one knows this. I don't know. Maybe I mentioned the last episode. I don't remember. But the season 16, what my goal was to have a guest for every episode that season. That's not something we necessarily care about or strive for. We kind of just let it happen naturally. But this season, I wanted to make it
naturally. Hey, if you don't know me, then you don't like me. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Who's that? George Jones Jr.?
Dwight Yoakam.
Senior?
Dwight Yoakam. Man.
What is going on with this sound? Get Biggie on the phone.
And you can hear it too. You can hear it too.
Oh, they can hear it? The people.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. Do we want to take a break? Maybe we should take a break, huh? And you know what? We just lost a few minutes there, but it was seamless to the frequent flyers.
Yeah, and exactly, and it was my fault.
No, it wasn't.
It was my cable. It was cable to my mic.
You know
my
what?
mic sounded not nice, but now it does. My mic sounded not nice, but now it does. Let's get into this. We were about to. I sound like stupid.
You sound like a fucking retard.
Okay.
No, listen.
We have a guest.
Yeah, we have a guest. We're kicking off season 16 with a guest. We have 10 episode seasons. I've got 8 of the 10 slots filled, and I have
Really?
I have like 7 or 8 people that I can.
Do we know that many people that like us?
No.
I don't think we
I didn't
know.
say any of them liked us.
Oh, okay. Makes sense now.
But the first one we're going to do is a guy who's been on the show before. I don't know if it's the last time he was here. I think it was that he announced he had a baby coming.
Yeah, he had a baby coming.
And now Jesus, man.
No, I'm bringing it around.
Pre-coming.
Kevin. Hi, Kevin.
Hey.
Pre-cum.
Hey, Kevin. Kevin, I'm glad you're here. Busy man. Got a lot of stuff going on. Your life is almost two of the 3 most stressful things a couple can do.
Yeah.
You decided to do them like
At the same time.
get it over with, right?
That's
Yeah.
okay, because Kevin has good friends like you and I who helped him move yesterday. Both of us helped Kevin move from his apartment to his new house.
Yeah,
right?
both of you helped me move. You were both a very big help in
Guys,
helping me move.
And neither one of us showed up after the move just to hang out and eat.
Here's the problem. I had my week.
What's that?
I had on the
Did you
back
front-
end. It was heavy on the back end.
You had a back end heavy week?
The week starts on Sunday. We were doing it on Sunday. That's a front load.
Pre-cum front load?
That's a pre-cum front load.
No, but I'm saying my week.
That's the episode title, guys.
Right. Someone write that shit down.
Season 16, we're ditching the names.
No.
Season 16.
No, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I was backloaded. I was on the back end.
Yeah, right.
On the back end. I get. Hey,
And then you had a pre-cum front load with some bowling early Sunday morning. You should have been in church praising Jesus Christ Almighty, but instead you're going down a bowling lane.
I was knocking down pins in his honor.
can I do a riff on something that you guys were talking about that you definitely forgot about at this point?
Hit it.
I just wrote it down because it was funny.
Yeah.
We said something that was funny?
Yeah, no, I'm about to say something funny. So you said when you were like, oh, the people are going to tune in and say, oh, this is pretty good. And so you said, it was that pro or con. Started off con, and then it ended pro. And I said, started out con, the Jared Fogle story.
I thought you were gonna make.
my God.
I thought you were gonna make.
Sorry, I didn't know I had that in me.
I didn't
So
know.
glad that it was worth it
Oh my God.
to bring that back.
What?
I thought you were gonna make a.
Oh my God.
I thought you were gonna make a Star Trek reference. You know,
Con?
Con!
Oh my God.
Shatner?
the rapture of Khan.
Equally as funny. Oh, Christ almighty.
Thank you. I'm honored to be your first guest in the season of all guests.
We got a lot of great people coming up. Familiar faces.
And we got some not so great people coming.
Do you know who we have or not?
No, I have no idea.
My wife, probably.
I don't have her on the books yet.
You got 2 open.
And you said she was available anytime, so I have her as my auxiliary.
She is available anytime.
I have my friend Mike, who's never been on, and my friend Josh, who will be terrified to be on.
Oh, great.
That'll be a great
That'll
one.
be even
Nice.
better.
And then we got a bunch of people in between, so I'm very
CouchCon
excited for that.
2018.
Oh my God.
Kev,
Yeah, Couch, let's get into it.
Yeah.
you
CouchCon.
you had to be the emergency
God bless you.
master of ceremonies because Bill Cosby ended up going to prison. So you stepped in. You were the master of ceremonies.
It was, they were big shoes to fill.
Sure.
Well, he's a size 14
'Cause
and a half.
And he's a clown.
And he's a human clown.
He's a human clown.
Human clown. Kevin,
Human clown.
But the people were expecting Bill
Yes.
Cosby, and you came out
In blackface
Right.
as Bill Cosby.
And had a bowl of Jello.
Now, I do have one...
Did you bowl a Jello over the weekend by chance?
Yeah, I've always bowled in Jello.
Pretty funny. Pretty good stuff.
Pretty good stuff.
Hey, so much better than your Mountain Dew material.
Are we still on that?
He's still on it.
How long ago was that?
Stick with the Jell-O
This is
material.
what
two
this is
weeks
what
ago.
Captain Philip Russell. He looks at me, and what he sees is a vision of success. And the first crack in my armor, he takes a crowbar and he tries to jam it in
Some
there.
would say it's a chink in the armor.
I wouldn't. My daughter's a chink. I wouldn't allow you to say that in front of me.
I'm just saying that some would say that.
He is really taking me to task on this Mountain Dew joke from 15 years ago.
I didn't know. I didn't know you back then.
Not only 15 years ago you made the joke, but also you told the story 2 or 3 weeks ago at this point.
Yeah.
Months ago, yeah.
Every week, I hit delete on my brain. I don't know what happened the past weeks.
Well, how do you know if you're front loaded or back loaded
You're
for
not.
the week?
Yeah, you're not like me and Blake. We keep that shit. We keep shit.
Yeah, I don't
for way
pre-cum
too
the
long.
backload for
Way
sure.
too
Yeah,
long.
we keep a lot, and that's why we're such good friends, Kevin.
Yeah, exactly. I have.
When
the
is Heel
perfect-
versus Face coming back?
It's coming back. It's this is actually you're tuning into the light 93.9. Ding ding. He's looking for it. There it is.
Oh boy, that takes you guys back. Do you guys want to do a quick episode of Heel versus Face?
No.
I would have no problem doing that. I can think of somebody who would have a problem doing that.
Let's do it. Let's do a quick episode.
Ample coughing
Let's do a
time.
quick episode of Heel versus Face.
This is what we call a couch pilot sandwich.
Welcome,
Okay?
everyone, to Heel versus Face. Coming live from Pekin, Illinois. We have a jam-packed card for you tonight. So let's get into the ring and get things started.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the only wrestling podcast on the internet. Welcome to Heel versus Face. My co-host for this afternoon, evening, morning is weighing in at around 200 pounds. He
Damn
is
right.
from parts unknown. It is Blake, the broadband bruiser weight.
Hello. Oh, yeah. And with me, you heard him talk earlier, probably the best tag team partner I've ever had, Kebmo Slice, kayfabe Kebmo Slice, coming in at about 235, I would say. From,
Boom, boom, boom. Now let me hear you say, whoa.
Now, let me tell you, some 235 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal. I said that to my father-in-law yesterday, and he got uncomfortable.
let's start it off. We're going to talk about the pay-per-view coming up, the Green Jewel.
Is it going to happen?
Of course it's going to happen. It's going to have to happen.
Want to know why? Money.
Yep. Money, money, money.
Even though Saudi Arabia is in a bad situation with the United States, they are calling for our President Donald Trump to intervene and say, don't have this pay-per-view. But guess what? Vince McMahon? He's
They're
all about
buddies.
that
They're
money.
buddies, though, because you're
Exactly.
damn right. So everybody boycott watching it. It won't be worth it.
I'm not going to, yeah.
Don't watch it until the next day.
Crown Jewel.
Oh, yeah.
Crown Jewel. Green Jewel.
Green Jewel, Crown Jewel.
The Emerald.
I love this cooking show. So, hey. Let's do everybody's favorite segment of the show. We are, what is this, October 29th.
Yeah.
Let's do our favorite little thing we got going here.
What is it?
Birthday, Death Day. Let's move along. Let's go back to our show.
Great up, guys.
Great. You know what? One of our best. Anyway,
Kept it real tight.
CouchCon 2018.
I almost found one.
What-
I almost found one that I was going to do.
What did you learn? What are some of the biggest memories
What
you
did
have?
you learn?
What I learned is doing blackface is not okay.
No, we knew that asking you to do it, and you still did it.
You know what? I thought I could get away with it because I have a really good Bill Cosby. Like, I thought I look so much like him, too.
Can we hear just a smidge?
Yeah. My wife.
No.
Isn't that Bill Cosby? No.
Yes,
yeah, he does. He does. Rudy, Theo,
Yes, yeah.
Vanessa,
Hey, Blake, close your eyes.
Okay, hold on.
All right, do it again. Do it again.
Rudy,
Oh,
Theo, Vanessa, Cockroach. That's so Raven.
I feel like I'm in prison right now in his cell with him.
Every time.
Rudy! Oh! Theo, this is your first and only Malcolm Jamal warning!
every time Kevin and I do a podcast together, it has to devolve
Into Bill Cosby Bukowski.
It has to. You know what? I just did
This fat bastard's gonna feed us for 10 weeks.
It'll pull the curtain back a little bit. This is before the date we actually did this. So a new episode of another show that you were on recently.
Yeah.
The Importance of Seeing Ernest came out. I listened to it today, and Dustin cut all that shit out.
No. And then he texted me. He said, "Oh, and by the way, in a couple weeks, you were gonna get
the raw
uncut.
episode, yeah. But he cut all that shit out.
Did you guys sign a waiver?
No, absolutely not. We're
I did. Oh, you didn't?
no,
Okay.
no.
Oh, I
Oh,
did.
shit.
I did.
Ooh, yikes.
Well, it seems to me that you've signed a waiver. You got precedence.
I do. Precedence.
yeah.
to make him release it, you have precedence.
I do not. I didn't sign
Yes,
it.
there's nothing you can fucking do about it.
That's true.
Ugh, boy.
You did say some really weird shit on the show. I mean, weird is okay, but
Weird, wild stuff.
so, me, Dom DeLuise, and myself.
And this is where we cut this out of the show.
So, Couch Palace is now, where do we work on our material for our 5 minutes of stand-up?
What's that?
CouchCon.
It was so. What I learned is it's not okay to do blackface anymore. And then it was just really fun because of all the like booths and stuff going on.
Booths, all the booths and
booths
boobs.
and boobs. And you know, my wife actually,
Your wife?
she got to stay in the birthing suite as
Right.
well with Heather. So that was nice. They got to. I don't say commiserate. Is that the proper term as pregnant
No, it's
women?
just masturbate. You can just say masturbate. You don't have to church it up.
Together. Yeah, they were part of the orgasmic meditation group, so that was great. In the birthing suite.
Sometimes when in the birthing suite, sometimes a woman orgasms when giving birth. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing
okay?
wrong with it.
When a large mass is rubbing against the G spot internally of a woman, you have no control over it. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's not dirty. It's natural.
Yeah, it's not dirty. It's natural.
right. Well,
What are your disapproving look?
what's wrong with the new mixer?
I'm having issues with it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Continue to talk not about.
Well, I'll wrap up CouchCon real quick because I know Steph hates to hear about it. I will say that we lost our deposit on Bill Cosby. We had to eat that $300, which is huge.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But you came through in spades.
I really tried to step it up because I understood the situation,
sure.
and I'm a big fan of the show, obviously, and
Thank you.
I
Always
just
nice to
did
be
it
a fan. Thank you.
gratis, but I got you on Patreon too, so you actually you owe me. No, it's okay. I'll just owe you money.
Okay, that's fine. You owe us money for having done the work for us.
Yeah.
And then you also did the karaoke tournament at the end
correct.
there.
Yeah.
So much great stuff today. And I think as we transition out of talking this episode about CouchCon, the past CouchCon, and into fan feedback, I will mention another big spoiler. Didn't we talk about DSJ getting married?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It was a surprise wedding.
He got married to Anne.
Nice.
Kind of reunited, and it feels so good, a situation like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All the confetti and stuff.
of course.
But there was another wedding, too. Or a kind of a almost wedding, right?
Yeah. I mean, that was the advertised wedding.
Right.
I heard it was a nice day for a white wedding. I mean, there were two Caucasians getting married, correct?
Yeah, just like God intended, right?
Yeah, exactly. Nice day for a white wedding.
Segregation, a celebration. Am I right? I was supposed to get married at CouchCon.
Yes, you were.
I didn't get married at CouchCon.
I do not remember there being a wedding. So
And I, to be honest with you, we did have a lot of people who wanted their money back because they specifically don't listen to the show, but they wanted to come see a white wedding.
yeah, I wasn't gonna bring it up because like I understand, there's a lot of moving parts in a marriage, specifically two moving parts.
Right. The one party and then the second party.
Second party. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it was supposed to be a banana pudding match refed by DSJ between Lori Garcia and Didi, both super fans, as I would call them.
Definitely.
And I tell you, I'm going to give you a quick play-by-play on this thing.
Great.
It was hot and it was heavy. You think about two ladies, sexy ladies, getting some banana pudding and resting around. You're talking about boner. That's what I think about. And I tell you what, I did get a boner because I knew either way I was coming out the winner.
Yeah,
no
you were
matter
like
what.
you were like the pallbearer. No matter what happened, you were
Kane or Undertaker versus each other,
Yeah.
right?
Let's just say everybody brought their pillows from their hotel rooms with them just to cover their laps, kind of.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
that.
Anytime you want to cover a boner, you pull a pillow out, right?
Get a pillow out, good old lap pillow. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
it is.
So DSJ, I really feel like he called it right down the middle.
He did.
But in the end, there was no winner.
Yeah, they
And
both
it-
got disqualified.
They got disqualified for,
Illegal moves. I mean,
Illegal
it was
moves?
right there. Yeah.
and I would say the illegal moves, pardon me, were making out. Those two ladies
Right.
were far more into each other than they were me, and ultimately, Dee Dee and Lori Garcia are now engaged to be married.
It's wonderful, and you know, this show brought them together. They didn't even know each other. They're on opposite sides of the planet.
And I'm not
Yeah.
even upset about it. you
no,
know?
I wouldn't be.
No, it was you know the boner, like the penis boner turned into a heart boner at that
Yeah,
point.
Yeah.
yeah. Mainly because I shut it in a door and it bent it into a heart shape, but also because of the
Heart-shaped
love.
cock it.
Yeah. Is that the Nirvana song?
That's the new one. It's the unreleased one.
Yeah.
He
Courtney Love's been sitting on that shit. Huh?
Oh yeah. She's like,
Been sitting on a couple other things too. Oh, she sounds like a porker. I like us.
we discussed that on this show one time. I do think she murdered him.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, no,
Jealousy. Because
And then
there's no question.
She murdered him, and then she murdered Elliott Smith, back to back.
And she murdered Hole. She murdered grunge music as a whole.
Yeah,
with Hole.
She's a murderer. Yeah. Through and through, she's a murderer. CouchCon, as far as I'm concerned, chalk it up to a great success.
A W column.
Hell yeah, Kevin, you were no small part of that.
Thank you.
Related to that in any way, do we have fan feedback?
we do have quite a bit of fan feedback, but I do want to say first off, don't forget that those CouchCon 2019 tickets are going to be available.
Oh, they are.
Well,
Oh, how soon?
Not yet.
we're towards the end of October right now. We always have a small window for the next CouchCon. It's going to be the day after Christmas to the end of the year. There's that
Yeah,
week there.
it's like a wedding. You have to book it pretty quick.
Yeah.
I can imagine. Yeah. So
Yeah, we
you're
don't have
probably searching for venues.
We don't
right?
have a venue yet.
Okay.
We're-
Well,
so
yeah.
we're looking. We don't have a lot of details right now, but people know that next year is
in
going to be
October.
it's going to be even better. It's going to
course.
be in October, and they'll know that no matter what we ask and whatever we put out there, they're going to want to be a part of it.
Now, what number CouchCon will next year be?
2019.
Yeah, it'll be 2019, just like the year it's in.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not like 1, 2, 3.
No, because
4.
we're not very good at Roman numerals.
No,
So
Oh,
we're
yeah, that makes sense. I remember you mentioning that before.
I always put a bunch of V's,
Yeah.
and it's not right.
yeah, just
It's
a
not
bunch
right.
of V's. Yeah,
let's start off with our listener call-in line.
Vis-a-vis.
It is 910 Pilots 1, which is easily converted to
910-910-745-6871.
Sorry, my computer's being weird.
okay. Well,
What did you say it was?
910-745-6871. Something 45
The
6
dude's right.
Yeah.
He's exactly right.
we have a first-time caller.
Really?
First time caller. Probably a long time listener.
This is Lucas, and I should host the show, so I have an excuse not to hang out with Jason next time he asks me to hang out.
And there it is.
I know
That's
that guy.
it.
I know that guy.
Do you know that guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I ask him to hang out all the time, and he always has to come up with excuses. And now he's being very forthright about why he.
Why he wants to host the show.
Yeah.
That's his essay, I guess?
Yeah, and we
Verbal
should-
essay.
And we
Wow.
should mention that, and that counts. That absolutely
Verbal
counts.
essay, yeah.
We should mention we do have an ongoing contest right
the
now.
contest is big. We've never had a contest before.
No. People can write into the show or any way you contact us. Obviously, Lucas chose to call in. but
Bonus
there's-
points for that.
Absolutely. He's getting CouchCon, or points that can be redeemed at CouchCon for sure, but frequent flyer points. And we're saying, who out there wants to give Blake and myself just a week off?
Yeah.
Every week we take a flight with you, and it's exhausting. Blake looks terrible after the years of doing this. He looks awful. Just give
Yeah.
him a break.
You
I
seen
would
the
like a
movie-
break too.
You seen the movie Flight?
Yeah, with Denzel.
Yeah.
That's Blake.
Yeah.
We got another voicemail.
So, before we do
sorry.
that, we'll say write into the show, call in the show, any of the forms of social media. and you can host Couch Pilots for 1 week with someone else. You have a co-host, and Blake and I may or may not be here for it. I kind of do not want to show up for it.
No, well,
I don't think I want to be here for it. I think it'd be better without me.
But what do you think that? I mean, that's not really any kind of contest if they're not going to be able to meet you. You know, sign.
I'll do a fucking meet and greet, and then I'll just waltz the hell out of here. They got 5 minutes with the J-Man, and then I'm out. All right.
Meet and greet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. Voicemail number 2.
Hey guys, it's Anne. Just calling to say that I had such a good time at CouchCon this year. As you know, I'm good at disguises with Spook Me and everything, so it was super exciting that you guys let me come out as Demi Moore from Striptease. It was fun. Everyone loved it. They were a little confused, but I had a good time with it. I do kind of wish you guys would have put my set later on in the evening to make it a little more sensual, but I lit some candles. Jeff's wife handed out some body butter samples. It was great. Everybody did such a good job. I want to switch up the routine next year, and I really want you guys to get me a pool this time. I got to have strip water aerobics. I mean, you added in at least a clear pool with the sparkles, so I appreciate that. That pepped it up a bit, but next year, I gotta have the pool, okay? And then I'm going to need both of you to have clear bikinis, just see-through bikinis.
On us?
Whether you want it to be a banana hammock or not is fine. But I need something
I'm gonna go
other
boy
than
shorts.
me as part of the show, not just focused on me.
Saran
Next
wrap,
year,
right?
throw a
That
little
would
bit
work.
of you guys in
That's saran
there.
wrap.
People will love that. Jason is newly married, so I don't know how his wife would feel about the whole clear bikini performance, but if she's up for it, I'd love for that to be a part of next year. So again, super excited, had a lot of fun. I'm ready for CouchCon 2019. See you guys. Keep flying those friendly skies, and I'll keep dancing on those poles.
Now, what's funny about this is she was so wrapped up in her surprise wedding that she didn't even she didn't even remember that Jason didn't get married.
Well, it was supposed to be happening at the same time that she actually had to really gather up some guests, to be like witnesses for the wedding. I unfortunately was not one of
You had a hell of a time getting that blackface off, right?
attendants. Yeah. I
You
had to
shouldn't use
really
shoe polish.
Yeah,
I
you should-
never use shoe
Although
polish.
both Blake
Yeah.
and I recommended using shoe polish, you
Yeah.
should not have used it. man.
I only had a little bit left, and I was like, I've never used it for my shoes anyway, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
we,
right.
we can tell.
yeah.
I got more, but we'll save that.
Your
for-
shoes look like shit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Trust me, my dad tells me every time. My boss dad tells me that
Oh,
every
boy.
single time he sees me.
Ooh, like that TV show Boss Dad.
Boss dad, undercover dad.
Undercover boss dad.
Undercover dad.
Wait,
Where they
wait.
dress up and they go.
Is that where your dad
Where
fucked
they
you as a
dress up.
child?
No, it's where they put on a disguise and they come to your place of business or whatever, and they're your coworker, and then at the end they go, "Hey, it's me, it's your dad.
Wait, hey, hold on. Are you my dad?
It's me, it's your dad." Or they say something like, "Isn't that right, Sprout Nugget?" Sprout Nugget?
Oh, my
Only my
dad
dad
calls-
calls me Sprout Nugget.
Are you my dad?
All right, let's go, boys.
Oh, what is that?
Just killed a fly, a couple flies.
We got to move this show along.
You got to move it along.
The captains have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
Kevin, do you have a quote from a favorite movie?
Uh,
Today we discuss the pilot episode of $1 a Second from the year of our Lord 1981. Great year.
Great year, 1981. I was 6 years old.
-9?
0.
Yeah, 0.
Whoa, have you been 0 before, like on the show?
I never been 0.
So you were like in
Air.
between. You were
The Purgatory of Ages.
I was helium, just floating in the ether, ready to be a thing, ready to be mass.
Or oxygen. That's 0.
Yeah, I was O.
you would have,
0.
if your dad would have pulled out, you would have become oxygen, but instead you became mass.
What?
My dad looked me square in the. We're working on a project together recently.
I was like, when he came, he looked square in the eye.
This is all just oxygen.
No, he's like looking down at his dick and he
yeah, no,
shoots
no,
up in
yeah,
his
yeah.
face.
My dad comes oxygen.
It's a lifesaver.
My dad.
God bless him.
My dad ejaculates pure oxygen.
Hurry! She's gonna die. Hurry! Quick,
works-
give me a blowjob.
He works with scuba divers all the time.
Quick. To cure them from the bends.
Yeah. People who are like about ready to lose their oxygen in their tank, they jack off my father into their mouth. To
Well,
breathe.
that's how your mom and dad met. Is she was on spring break?
Sure.
Scuba.
And she was going to the scuba class.
yeah.
Scuba.
That's how they met.
Your dad's name is Steve, right?
Sure.
Scuba Steve.
Scuba Steve.
His name is Scuba Steve.
Scuba Saint Eve.
Oh.
This is only funny for us, right?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sometimes I like to call people. I would never call my dad on the show. I would never call Scuba Saint Eve.
Would he would like rip your throat out like through the phone?
He would just be like, what is this? He's like, I'm a man, right?
Like I have had a mortgage. I'm about to retire.
goodness.
I don't need this.
He's like, I know whatever you're doing is for like kids, but I'm a man. I don't. Whatever you're doing, I'm separate from that.
Sure.
That's what he'd say, and he'd be right. And he'd be totally right in saying it.
1981. The pilot is $1 a sec. That's
God bless you.
$1 a second.
$1 a second.
$1 per 1 second.
Sure.
Yes, correct.
And it came out in 1981, a time I don't necessarily remember because I was
Zero.
I was 0, and you were other ages, both of you.
I was 6.
Do you remember a time when you were 6?
Oh yeah, I remember a time when I was 6.
Yeah.
I think that's.
Where were you living at the time?
Oh God, here we go. Hold on a second.
I'm thinking that's micro league baseball time. It's pretty close.
6?
I think so.
First grade?
Yeah.
Is that like
Wait a second.
cement? Can you go back to that day in your mind?
Yeah.
You can. You remember that day?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Does any part of you want to like go talk to someone to like cocoon that memory in your head just to separate it?
Well, I don't think you can like. Yeah, I mean,
I think he's talked to like plenty of people and broadcasted about it.
We're talking about your molestation,
Right,
At age
exactly.
6, at the hands of a video.
Hello,
game.
new listeners. This is Couch Pilot.
In an-
Welcome to Couch Pilots.
it was in an
idiots.
abandoned pickup truck.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wait, hold on a second.
Damn it, dude.
Hold on. Well, hold on a second. How?
What the fuck?
I'm going down a dark path, and I apologize, but
Mark Maron.
you're playing micro league baseball, and back then
Well-
the technology wasn't able to be transported into a pickup truck.
No, I mean micro league baseball was like the like
glue.
the thing that brought it, and then the hand that broke the camel's back was.
Is that guy still alive who did that?
I'm sure he is.
Do you want to kill him?
Whatever.
All right, off the show, we'll find out who this guy is, and then you and I will just fucking kill him.
I'm in
We'll
too.
run over him we'll run him over with a plane.
Because obviously he's ruined you, right?
No, I think I
No, I'm joking. Kevin knows it's a joke, but he knows it's too sensitive to go along with the joke. That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Nail on the head. Nail on the head.
Okay, we'll talk off air about murdering your molester.
I want to do that. That'd be cool.
to murder someone.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
You find an old warehouse has been abandoned. You put them in there in like an old bathtub with lime, and their body dissolves, and you get away with it.
Yeah, you just got to make sure that they stay in it.
and make
Well, if they're dead, they're not going anywhere. Is
No, I mean, well,
taking a live
that's
guy
how you
and
kill. Yeah,
and put the lime. Stay right here now.
Stay there.
You stay there till your body complete. Hey, sit back down.
But also, what you need to make sure that
That's alluding to something later.
you need to make sure that you do.
It is.
It is.
It really is.
You need to make sure that you don't take your cell phone with you, because they will.
They
use
can
it.
triangulate the signal.
Yeah.
They can track the pings.
I think about murdering people all the time.
Sure.
And I have a
It's got a couple kills.
How would you kill me?
probably a butcher's knife.
Or one of those umbrellas that has a gun in it. In your
Yeah, like the
back of your
penguin.
car. Yeah.
I'd hypnotize you with the umbrella, and then I'd kill you with the contents of the umbrella. But no, my phone links up to my car, so I can pull up my phone and it says, "Hey, your car is here, guy." I say, "Oh my god!" So like going forward, you want to murder someone on a bike because you can't take your
Yes,
car.
yes.
Your car knows where you've been.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's just a little word to the wise for any of our listeners who want to commit a murder. Dee, I know the continent of Australia is full of criminals, and you've probably already figured that out. My apologies for wasting your time.
Dee, did you watch the WWE Super
Showdown?
Super Showdown
That was awesome.
I'm sure she did.
in Melbourne?
Melbourne.
1981. Let's go back there.
In our minds.
Because it's tough, unless you've been molested in that year, to think about what happened that year. Right?
I'm glad you guys think it's funny.
I was just tickling my daddy's nutsack at that point.
I was just oxygen in my dad's urethra. Pure oxygen. Are you uncomfortable with the level that we discussed during molestation
I don't
today?
give a fuck.
All right, fine.
He's good at it.
October 9th, abolition of capital punishment in France.
Okay, so of the abolishment.
Abolition, the abolishment.
Yeah,
correct.
okay,
That's
all right.
correct.
Yeah. So no more capital punishment. That's good.
Capital
Good.
punishment says you've committed a crime so heinous, I will murder you for having done it.
Right.
In France, you think about like all the the queens beheading people.
Sure.
That's still there's still capital punishment.
Yeah, they just did one
In the
recently.
United
I think
States,
like
right?
in
Yeah.
Texas or Tennessee. Or
Oh
something.
yeah, it's a state. It's state.
State by
laws.
state.
Yeah,
State
State by state.
State by state with the state.
State by state. Decide to kill you. You
Let me
talked
kill-
over that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I was said state by state will decide the Mountain Dew tax. You would have.
I know how fragile you are. I know when and where to push you, and it's almost not at all ever. Do you guys believe in capital punishment?
Yes.
Just
Sure,
I mean,
yeah.
believe in it like Santa Claus. Do you believe it exists?
I don't, but
So all the records of it having been done, you do not believe it's real.
no, they just go somewhere else.
Okay. They go with Tupac on the island.
No, they go with Andy Dufresne. Andy Dufresne.
October 11th, unknown rocker Prince opens for the Rolling Stones at L.A. Coliseum.
Unknown rocker. That's cool. Unknown rocker.
Then proceeds to die a scant 35 years later.
1981. He was unknown at that point.
I suppose, yeah.
In the '70s,
play for you.
in the late '70s, he has really good music, but people didn't know it yet. That's what that means. Okay,
I think that's
because his first album is in like '79 or something like that. It's really good. It has like a lot of his hits.
Maybe he didn't. Oh, it has a lot of his hits?
Yeah, dude.
It's probably like Couch Pilots. Like it took 5 or 6 years
That's
for it
it.
to really kick in.
We're only in
sense.
year 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that we have to do this fucking show for another 3 years to break through? I don't know if I have that kind of time.
Do you have it in you?
It's a very willing replacement.
Who?
I don't know, somewhere.
Nobody likes me enough. Nobody tolerates me
I was
enough.
going to say sitting in this room, and then I said...
I like
thought,
you more than
no.
anyone. You know that? I like
no,
you
I
more
know-
than anyone.
I know.
I would die for you, not unless you'd ask me to.
Die for you. No, but Jason is the only...
How much of this are we cutting out?
Jason is probably the only one of my friends that will tolerate me through good times and bad times.
Right, thick and thick.
And won't judge me. Well, I mean, to my face. You'll judge me when you get to your car.
1,000% I'll be judging you.
Sure.
I'm doing it right now. I'm looking in your eyes. We've locked eyes right now, and I am judging you as we speak. Will I release what I'm thinking about judge-wise? Maybe. Only if you ask me to. October 15th. Oh, I'm sorry.
79. I want to be your lover.
But did that break in 79?
It didn't, obviously.
Okay.
He was an unknown rocker.
October 15th, professional cheerleader Crazy George Henderson leads what is thought to be the first audience wave in Oakland, California.
Nice. The wave is amazing. And have you ever been?
Fuck the wave.
Have you ever been in a...
Whoa. Whoa.
Hey, guys.
Even planes have brakes. Pump that shit.
Guys. Just don't do
Do
it.
you really like the wave?
Fuck yeah.
I like the
It
wave.
looks awesome. Are you kidding me?
I like the wave.
You're not watching the game if you're doing the wave.
Who's there
They
for
do
the
it
game?
during timeouts.
I'm there for the game.
I'm there for overpriced
Hot dogs.
overpriced beer and gray wieners.
And the wave. But my favorite is when
back to the
the
beginning.
lower bowl goes one way and the upper bowl goes the other way.
It's a total mind fuck.
It'd be cool if there was no game going on.
Just a
But-
bunch of people in an arena.
Well, here's the thing. I was watching the White Sox game.
Do-do-do-do. There's no game. Do-do-do-do. There's no game going on. Like a halftime?
I love Gary Glitter.
Gary Glitter, yeah, he's
What's he doing
child
these days?
pornography.
What? Child prognosticator? Is that what you said?
Correct. I was watching the White Sox game. It was a good game,
Right.
and some asshole in the bleachers was like, "Oh, start the wave, and I was like, and
What's
he
this,
kept trying to
deaf?
get people to
Was
do
that
it.
guy deaf?
Was
Yes,
he a
he was.
retarded gentleman? That's not
both. And he started, and I'm like, no. I was like, hey, dude, no, let's not do that. Watch the game. And he's like, "Why aren't you standing to him?" I'm like, "Cause I'm watching the game. It's a good. Come on, it's a good game. Watch the game." And he's like, "Oh, okay, asshole, okay." And I literally stood up and I got the most like intimidating that I've ever been in my
Wow.
life. And his friends were actually like, "He's got a point. Sit down." And I was like, "That's fucking right. You're fucking right."
And then you ejaculate on the girl in front of you.
Pure oxygen.
And she was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you for saving my life."
Was he a retarded gentleman? No. I think I want
Just
to
a drunk guy.
I think I want to start a podcast called The Retarded Gentleman.
You're on strike 4 for Steph, by the way.
On that word?
Yes.
No, it'd just be like a guy
Five.
who's
Strike
mentally.
5.
No, it's like a guy who's mentally incapable, who's like dressed to the nines.
Gentleman?
He's dressed to the nines on a podcast.
Yeah, and he's
It
like
seems so pointless.
he's totally chivalrous and has a.
Has some sort of
I'm sorry, Steph.
intellectual disability.
I know. Steph thinks quite a bit of me, and I really apologize for that. Why did we choose Kevin to? Why did we choose Kevin, Blake?
He was available. He was free.
Yeah.
And he can be found on the internet.
Yeah. And Kevin, why did we choose to watch this pilot?
Well, the first one is that there was only one of them made. Whether it went to series or not is irrelevant. Also, the second one is it has to be free.
Right.
And the third one is, of course, we have to find it available on the internet.
Sure. That's it. That's it. It's just that easy, folks. You can find the entire episode of $1 a second by subscribing to Couch Pilots and SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on
You would just put a period in there.
or go to YouTube. You know, to tube.
Flight attendants.
Why won't you just put a period in there?
I hate it. I fucking hate it. I hate this show.
You know, when he drinks a lot, I call him Honest Abe Bagoda.
Bagoda?
That's only because I had a cameo role in the original Godfather movie. Summary of the pilot. One pair of contestants, or a solo player, are selected to perform a certain task, which could be anything. They earn $1 for every second they're on stage, and unless they're paying the penalty, may quit out at any time.
Game show, baby. Super excited.
This is a game show, baby.
It's a very simple summary.
Sure. Very simple summary. I'll give it a B for simpleness. But you guys know my love for game shows.
Right.
Some of the best scores I've given on this show have been from game shows.
I think when I announced, I said $1 a second.
Yeah, and I just knew right off the
Join
bat.
us next time for $1. And yeah, that's exactly right. You knew right away.
Without even seeing a blue
You
link.
knew it was a game show.
Yeah.
And you were so excited. Mm-hmm. You popped an oxygen-filled boner immediately,
If
right?
I would have known that Kevin would be on and you would have drank a whole thing of 11% beer, I probably wouldn't have been as excited.
Is it that bad so far?
He
Come
says
on.
he doesn't like me pretty much.
No.
He doesn't like
I
you.
got Dustin syndrome. He's got to cut out. He's got to cut this out.
I don't edit.
First of all,
that's what I'm
Blake
saying.
doesn't like what he sees when he looks in the mirror. How can he like any of us, right?
I love all of you.
I love interesting facts.
Interesting facts. Plain and simple.
Is the Conrad rule in effect?
Conrad rule is in effect, but we don't call it the Conrad rule anymore.
Okay.
We just say, guys,
Come on.
just don't do it. Just don't do
Don't
it.
do it.
Listen up, folks.
Just don't do it. These facts,
This tax is the troll toll tax.
no taxation without representation. Anyway,
The troll? The
these-
troll toll?
these
Gotta
facts,
pay the troll toll if you want to get inside the boys' hole.
I like that very much.
So these are interesting facts. Jason has dug them up throughout the internet.
Right.
And you can listen to them.
The internet is a physical place you can go. I went
It's
there
a
with
disc.
a shovel.
Well, it's a disc too. It's on a disc.
Yeah.
Knock, knock. Who's
Hello?
there? The internet.
Hi, internet. Open up, please. It's a physical disc. I put into my ROM.
What's ROM stand for?
Raging online memorabilia.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
But listen to the facts, absorb the facts, but don't talk to anyone about your opinions because you don't want to.
I think taint the,
Yes.
the facts.
Yes!
He got it.
He got it.
Kevin just got it. This guy right here got it.
Got it. So the rule is just, guys,
Don't do it.
just don't do it. All right, here we go.
Was an American comedy game show hosted by Jan Murray, which originally aired from September 20th, 1953 to June 14th, 1954 on the Dumont Television Network.
DuPont?
Dumont, like...
The paint.
correct.
It's DuPont.
This is the revival pilot. It was taped February 7th, the year of our Lord, 1981, by Chuck Barris Productions and hosted by Bob Eubanks.
Hell yeah, Bob Eubanks in his house.
You know what? But to me, my dad and Bob Eubanks, those are men.
Yes.
Those are men.
I'd say so.
Fact.
Fact.
Despite negative opinions by some fans who saw it, this version actually had very few changes aside from starting the players off with $100 and a $500 bonus once the player reached $500.
Fact.
Just don't do it, man.
Chuck Barris had acquired the rights to both this show and another Jan Murray series, Treasure Hunt.
Now, was this before he started putting cameras in the bathrooms?
I think you're mistaking Chuck Barris with Chuck Berry,
Oh, sorry.
who loved to see women shit.
Chuck Berry also, I don't know if you've seen the video.
I haven't.
Of him farting in a hooker's face.
How does that work?
Honestly, it's for the time that the video was taken, very good quality.
You know, I kind of take that question back because Chuck Berry, I think, just died within the past year.
Correct. He
So
was
what-
tossing some salad.
What year was this?
Oh,
Is this
in the
grainy
80s.
black and white?
No, not black and white. It's color. It's in like the 80s or 90s.
He was colored
Correct.
because he was a black gentleman.
Correct, he was, yes.
But this was 1980s?
Yeah, 80s or 90s, yeah. It was like, you could tell it was VHS
I
quality.
have not seen this. He was eating some girl's asshole,
And farted, and you could see her like, whoa!
and he farted in her face.
In her face.
Oh my! Whatever gets you off, Chuck. He's the godfather of rock and roll.
I'll pull it up before interesting facts.
I wish that you would. Dollar a Second was produced by veteran producer Willie Stein and Chuck Barris producer David M. Greenfield, who had worked with Eubanks on the Newlywed Game.
That's where I first fell in love with Bob on the Newlywed Game.
Right?
Love that show.
Right?
Loved it.
Remember at IBWIP we would do That's My Lover?
Yeah.
That was a great show.
Oh, great show.
Great show.
IBWIP or That's My Lover.
Not IBWIP.
Right.
Anything besides IBWIP, great show.
Ah.
You know I'm kidding, right? I don't want to shatter your
No.
world. Had the show been sold, it would have most likely been partnered with the revamped Hunt and a 5-a-week syndication.
That's good.
5 times a week. It seems like a lot, doesn't it?
I would think so, but also I know, being that I know a lot of stuff about game shows, I know they record, like, in a week, they record, like, 20, 30 episodes.
Right.
So,
That's yeah, I hear that about like The Price is Right.
yeah.
Like Drew Carey will go in and they'll pump out like 4 or 5 in a day.
Right.
I
Well,
get
that's
it.
like the one we watched with the skee ball thing. Not skee ball, but where they had the shuck the puck.
Oh, Twisters,
Yeah,
was it?
it was
when
like
we had Matt on?
Yeah, they talked to
Twisters.
They talked about how they had been there all week. Like the
Yeah.
contestants had been there all week.
Yep, totally. The 1981 pilot was aired on the Game Show Network twice. First as a part of their Game Show Turkeys Marathon of Unsold Pilots on Thanksgiving 1998, and again as part of their Raise the Dead Unsold Pilot Marathon October 28th, 2000, the latter being hosted by Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
Mistress of the Dark.
We did remember when we did the Elvira pilot?
Yep.
That's pretty. That was
A lot
all
of boobs and bad jokes.
She had just massive milky white
Just
milk
so,
muscles.
yes, massive. Correct.
The milky, is that what you say?
Milky Cocoa Puff. Milky, right.
Twitter responses.
Twitter responses. I wonder if Jason got some Twitter responses.
I don't. They're all dead. Karaoke Big E.
Hey folks, Big E here with some breaking news. My podcast, Karaoke Big E, was just named the #1 karaoke podcast of all time. Don't believe me? Well, you shouldn't. That category definitely does not exist. My co-host Kebmo and I are in a league of our own when it comes to podcasts. So why don't you check out the world's best, well, probably only, karaoke podcast, Karaoke Big E. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, or wherever else you get your podcast, or you can check us out at karaokebige.com. Come on by every Tuesday and give us a listen, and remember, you can't be a star if you don't shine.
It's a great show. It's an amazing show. Kevin,
It's all right.
Anytime you have only Scott and only Kevin, whenever those two people and only those two people host the show and do the show together, is it a fantastic show?
What about their guests, which is a really vital, important part that they try very hard to...
I'll take it or leave it. And I think they have, and honestly, the guests become fewer and fewer as time goes on.
Sure. It's going to be like this show.
Try. They try so hard.
I love it.
That is a great show. Honestly, any configuration of hosts and guests, whenever you get those people together and people just sing, it's fun.
Oh,
right?
it's so fun to record, and it's just
It's so fun.
Like, honestly, I usually listen to every podcast that I'm a part of. Sometimes I don't even listen to Karaoke Big E, but I absolutely love recording it.
You lived it.
I lived it.
Do you still have fun doing it for real?
I have so much fun doing it. I have so much fun doing it.
You put like so much energy and
I've been told that before. I really do. I go ham, ham, hard as a motherfucker.
Who's that girl that when you used to host trivia, you had a girl come on and she did like some rap or something, right?
Brittany.
When she was here, didn't she like tape you, like record you?
Yeah.
And you're like standing up and you were like sweat was
Screaming.
like
I think it was Kiss.
You were, yes, it was.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I remember it. 'Cause you were
Karaoke
there.
Biggie is such a great and intense show.
Yeah.
I would love for even some of my close friends. I have a friend named Marianne. I would love her to be a part of that show.
Yeah, it'd be great.
I know that
she's a tough get. We've been trying to get her. She's a tough get, though.
Anyway, great program. I really love listening to it every Tuesday. Right here
on the Fakakta Comedy Funhouse Network.
God, you know me better than I know myself. I'm going to set the timer.
You guys just want me to cut myself by the end of this show.
Cut yourself.
Everything.
Cut yourself in line because you're first, buddy.
And everything's about you. So I'm going to hit start real quick, and we're only giving ourselves. You know what? Season 15 is over. Season 16 just started, but we're still doing only 10 minutes.
Right.
10 minutes.
Sure.
Going forward for a pilot. So Blake, I'm going to give you a big point when I hit this button.
All right, we talked about Bob Eubanks comes out. Dun, 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 dun. We see on there that it's TVG, which means
general audience, right?
tender vaginal regeneration.
Oh,
yep, that's what it means.
Yeah,
this is a show where
G for regeneration.
Regeneration G.
It's live from Hollywood, right?
Right.
You got,
yeah.
You got a big, beautiful set. There's three bright.
The set is great.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's big. It's three big, beautiful, bright pieces of set.
Yeah.
And then you got my favorite announcer, Johnny Jacobs.
Johnny Jacobs. He says his name like 5 times.
Love that, Johnny Jacobs.
Anything can happen. You know, Bob says anything can happen on this show, and
it most certainly will.
Hell yeah, and it does because a blonde, cute, pretty blonde girl,
Lori Ward,
comes out and she and while he's introducing her, he even mentions that they're filming a pilot. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah,
shooting a pilot.
They say shoot a pilot because it's a joke.
She's a flight attendant. Is her job, and so he says, "Oh, we're going to be shooting a pilot," and she was like, "Oh, what?"
And this girl,
get it?
Yeah,
it was a joke.
This girl is hot,
and he gets her to jog in place,
which she looks like such a dumb idiot doing it, and I love it.
And she's very bad at but this, instantly. Like he is like Groucho Marxing this. He is making sexual comments.
This is like 25 minutes. And I would say about
so pretty.
6 to 8 minutes of this is just Bob Eubanks running this girl through the sexual ringer, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, aren't you cute? Oh, you're so pretty. Oh, you're cute.
I bet you like to be wet.
Jesus. And that's not far off from what happened. He says first it's time to play dollar a second unless there's an outside event.
Yeah, outside event.
And now the outside event here is there's a woman off to the side playing a nickel slots.
Nickel slots.
And when she hits the jackpot, that will end whoever happens to be playing at
on
the time.
Stage, yeah.
So
I didn't understand that at first. He was like, "There's an outside event." Oh, whoa, outside event. And I was like, "Okay." Most of these game shows I've watched. I don't know if we didn't mention it yet, but I watch all these pilots.
You do.
It's stupid.
You punish yourself.
I do, yeah. But I don't understand like any of the game shows when they first start.
Oh no,
I don't
you really have to kind of get into the groove.
Watch it. Yeah, you have to watch it to.
And in this case, she says, "I want you to keep jogging in place."
Yeah.
And so she's bouncing around
very
as women
pervy,
do.
very pervy.
And he says, "The things I'm going to tell you have wheels or don't, and you have to tell me if it has wheels. There's
If
like nothing to this.
If it has wheels, you have to keep running. If it doesn't have wheels, you have to stop running. That's all you have to do.
and she fails it instantly.
Ice
right?
skates. Ice skates don't have wheels. He really chastises her.
So he takes her over to the penalty box, which is a
health club.
A health club, and there's a tub, and a robot
Melvin
comes and picks her up, carries her.
At this point, I hate this. You introduce a robot. Ding, ding, ding. I love this.
Puts her in the pool, doesn't drop her. In the tub, doesn't drop her, which is great. And he's like, okay, you got to pull rope 1, 2, 3, or 4, and
lime juice will spray on you and you will dissolve. Right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, exactly. Again, we brought it back. Good job.
Very good, Kevin.
So
is that Second City coming through?
That's
she picks rope number 1. No water comes out. Okay, you want to quit or you want to keep going?
She beat the penalty. She gets the option.
Right. So you want to stop and take the money that you have, which is $372. And you want to keep going. She says, "Let's fucking keep going."
And Bob says, "Hey, why don't you lay on the floor here?"
Yeah, lay on the floor and put on these wooden shoes. I wrote here, honestly seems very rapey at this point.
Oh yeah.
And Bob Eubanks is essentially, he says he's playing doctor, and we're looking right into her asshole.
Yeah. He goes. I haven't played doctor in a long time, and the stewardess Molly watched this with me, and she kept looking over me and making the O face, but it wasn't because of my penis. It was because of like being surprised.
But yeah, she's in like a red jumpsuit. She's on her back, and she's got her knees to like her chest. And we seriously are looking like right into her asshole.
Right into her asshole.
Right? And he's like, he tells her to spread her legs.
Spread your legs. Let me tongue punch that fart box, baby.
Spread them out wider, he says. In this one she has to click together her feet.
Right.
How many legs?
How many legs an animal has?
Right.
Yeah.
So of course she screws it up.
Yep. Screws it up right away.
Goes in the penalty box.
And when she go on the way to the penalty box, it looks like Bob Eubanks grabs her tit. Did you see this?
Oh,
Yes,
I'm gonna have to go back.
You did see that? Right.
I'm gonna have to go back.
She goes back into the tub via the robot Melvin. She gets in the shower. At this point she wins, or she gets the shower rather.
Right.
Yeah,
This
she
time
gets soaking wet. Yeah.
And she wins $372, and then her time on the show is over.
Right.
And then actually have a tire salesman. He's dressed up like
Harry.
a fancy boy.
Yeah, he's a Dutch boy.
Dutch boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote Dutch boy paint. He sells tires, and his name is Gary Rodriguez.
So it was. I thought it was Harry. Anyways,
It was
so
Barry, I believe.
What I thought was really weird.
Gary?
Gary, Barry, Harry, whatever it was. He gets escorted by somebody.
Right, because
out.
he can't walk.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
He like just kind of like.
There's a lot of hand holding in a script. Like
very
like
weird.
Bob Eubanks is holding the hands of the men and women on
Sure
this show.
he is.
He holds Barry's hands.
I wrote the host. I didn't know it was Bob Eubanks. I said the host is actually an asshole at this point. Is what I wrote.
Yep.
Just being an asshole.
Well,
Like, oh, you're stupid.
To the Rodriguez guy?
Yeah. He
So
loses.
The game is he has a fireman's hat and a baseball hat, and whatever word or phrase that Bob Eubanks says, he has to put on the opposite. So if he says something about baseball,
Catcher's mitt.
he has to put on the
Fire.
fire hat.
Right.
He fucks
Hatchet.
it up. He fucks
First
up the first one, and then Bob's like, go ahead and do it again.
Let me just try it again.
This is like a game you would come up with in your basement with your friends.
Honestly, yeah,
And
like
there's
child.
no money. This is like open up your toy chest, pull some shit out, and come up with a game.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so he misses on the first one. They go do it again. He messes up like
he
within
right
2 or
away,
3.
yeah. And then they go to do the penalty, and when they're about to do the penalty, the lady hits the jackpot, and she starts jumping like an idiot.
And she starts throwing nickels.
And she's jumping like honestly like an idiot. You got to watch it again. If you guys have to watch this pilot. It's
And
insane.
I have been told, I mean, if you've seen it once, you've seen it 1,000 times. If you go throwing nickels all willy-nilly,
Yes.
shit gets real. Okay?
Absolutely.
People get hurt. So the
Commercial break.
commercial
right?
break.
Yep.
The next that comes out is
Black couple.
the black African-American couple.
Correct.
And it's Fulton and Donna Mitchell.
Fulton.
And they're dressed up as chefs. And
And at this point, I make a note, and this is a little precursor to later. I hate this.
I literally have a note that says, "Now a black couple. This game fucking sucks."
Yeah, I wrote I hate this
Those
at
are
this
my-
point.
those are-
Outside event happens to be like you pick a card, and then they're presented with like the contestants get to choose like unknowingly what the outside event is, and now they're watching a baseball game, a
dude.
pre-recorded baseball. What the fuck
it's
is
not- it's
happening?
It's live.
Cuts to the
It's
baseball
not
game.
live. It's fucking. This is
The
pre-recorded
cuts to the baseball
bullshit.
game are so stupid, and he's like, "Oh, it looks like there's a player there."
In
and,
1981, baseball
yeah.
was stupid. They didn't have steroids back then.
Bob asked the couple some questions, and it sucks. and they must pay the penalty. Of course they screwed up somewhere along the line, and they have to pay the penalty.
Fulton.
And what is the penalty they have to pay, Kevin?
Fulton has to lay down next to a conveyor belt, and Donna has to make a pie really quick before it falls on his face. And he goes, "Lay down, Fulton." He keeps saying that.
And she wins.
Lay down, Fulton. I'm gonna fuck you up the ass.
Now, what I said,
You're gonna get cream pie.
in my notes, I say this guy is obviously trying to get them more money, but he's still a flaming douchebag.
They go after that. They check in on the baseball game. They're basically saying, will they keep going or not? Because they look at the baseball
outside
game.
event is if one team scores a run, then it's over.
Just one single run.
Yeah. Oh, there's a guy on third.
But they keep going, and they say, we're going to go for the dough, right?
Yeah,
so
'cause
and
we're
then
pizza
they do
makers.
another thing, and then they get the penalty again, and it's like so
Very easy penalty.
Right, and then it ends up coming up to where time is up for the show.
Yeah.
And they have $525. They're going to double that. We're going to add another $500.
$500.
They have $1,025. Now hold on, guys. Let me get through this. They have $1,025. Bob Eubanks says, "You can take this money. You don't worry about it. You take it home with you.
Take it home.
We don't have any more time left in this episode, or you can come back tomorrow." And go
Next
for more.
week, yeah.
And he looks at Fulton, who has made every decision up to this point, and his wife says, before Bob Eubanks even finishes, like, "We'll be here tomorrow." I'll be like, "Bitch, there got a guy on third base.
Second. Yeah.
Give it a second, you big tooth motherfucker."
Never before have we ended talking about the pilot so quickly. We still have 45 seconds left. I'm just going to hit cancel. And we're going to move on because there's nothing else left to say. The show's
we can
over.
save those 45 seconds like we did that one time.
Hell
Watch the pilot.
Yes.
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
Oh, my God. Bob Eubanks, we've seen before. We've seen him as a host of other shows like Twister and maybe another one. That might be the only one, but he's kind of known as a game show
Just a host.
Sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Gosh, who is it?
Perfect hair.
Fucking Hannibal Buress. When I saw him live do stand-up, he goes, "You know what? I know that everybody wants me to be a game show host. I'm going to do it sooner or later. I'm too young to be a game show host yet, but mark my words, in 5 years I'll be a game show host."
You saw Hannibal Buress at the Monarch in Peoria.
Yeah.
What was that like? Was everyone in line to see him, or it was a select few people, or what?
No, it was good. It was the venue worked pretty well.
But how was you met him afterwards?
Oh yeah. I knew that he was going to be coming to the merch part, and so I just strategically was sitting right by the bar, and then I was like, I'm gonna go buy some merch because he's gonna be there, and so I was right in the front of the line.
Who did you go with?
My cousin Jason.
Okay, yeah. and you have you're friends of a friend with who knows him.
My other cousin Allison, she used to do shows with him in Chicago at the Lakeside Theater. She used to do she would host for stand up.
She would host
burlesque,
a comedy night,
burlesque shows and stuff like that at the Lakeside Theater in Chicago. So I said, "Hey, my cousin Allie was like, yeah," and I texted her afterwards. Me and my cousin Jason were talking about it. We're like, "You think she hooked up with him before?" And I was like, She had to have. I texted her after. I was like,
did you ask him to smell his dick to see if it smelled like your cousin's pussy? Did you ask that?
I did, and it did. So here's the thing. And he's like, "Yeah, we used to do shows at the Lakeside Theater." I texted her afterwards. I'm like, "Hey, I just met him. He's a great guy." "Oh, yeah. Only black guy I've ever kissed." And I was like,
yeah, there it is.
She's trying to keep it PG.
Kissed his penis.
Kisses tricolored cock meat, right?
I don't know. Do black guys have multiple colored penises?
Absolutely. It's
probably, yeah.
Okay.
She's doing a circle. It's a yes, no.
Yeah.
Circle meets a square.
Absolutely.
Am I right, guys?
Blake, what was wrong with $1 a second?
Yeah.
I'm going to go last.
Are you going to go last? Oh, I'll go right now. I'd say that you look like someone said, "You know what we should do? We should make a game show." And the Bob Eubanks says, "Okay, that sounds good. When do you want to shoot it?" And the guy says, "We already started." And then it's like, okay, so what are we doing? It's like, say whatever the fuck you want. There's no planning here. There's no strategery. We're talking about a zero budget, no stakes, piece of shit, $500. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Nothing matters here. It's all garbage.
I have literally nothing to add to what you just said.
All right, then I will.
I agree.
I will agree with you in the fact that the money is very minimal.
Inconsequential, right?
Yeah, even in the 80s. Even in the 80s, it was not a lot to...
In the 80s and 70s and 80s, you had the $10,000 pyramid.
Right.
Yeah, man.
But,
70s, yeah.
And I think what it was they came up with a snappy name, like $1 a second, but then they were like, oh, it's going to take forever for anybody
Let's
to
have
make
a 3-hour show.
So we're going to have to start giving them $100 right off the bat.
Right.
And we
You know,
got to get a
and-
guy like Bob Eubanks that can talk all rapey for in between for a few minutes, you know?
I didn't see her say no.
Yeah.
She didn't say stop.
Yeah. Silence is compliance, isn't that right, flight attendant?
Damn right. So I will say that the money part of it, insignificant. They tried to tweak it by putting the extra 100 and then the doubling it at 500. And to be honest with you, as soon as they walk on stage, they start the timer, so they're making money
And they have 100 to start.
Right,
too.
but I'm saying they're walking out from behind the stage, and
Yeah.
it's already 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You know what?
Yeah.
So it should happen more rapidly, I think. But if you think about it, what you have, let's say it's a 23-minute pilot.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna get my little math thingy here.
I say they make it so that it's, after you win the first challenge or win the penalty, it's now $10 a second. Like
Sure.
it's a very easy
Sure.
way to like add
Raise the
levels. onto it.
stakes.
It's really easy to add levels onto it after you
You know
complete
what?
a challenge. or
Offer
whatever.
stakes.
Offer steaks. Absolutely. I would love
bison
that.
burger or something.
Yeah.
How are you?
Bison.
How are you on the meat that you've won? Where are you?
Yeah,
with
where
that?
are you? I was wondering.
We're about halfway through it already.
Are you really?
What is that? Like
That's
a,
awesome.
it's like a month and a half ago.
That's
How much
sweet,
fucking
dude.
meat are you shoveling
We're
in your
fucking
face?
tearing it up.
That's awesome, dude. I was thinking about that when I was looking at my new freezer.
Yeah, it was.
Do you have like the shit meat left or what?
We have a lot of like the roasts and stuff, but
Okay.
like
That's good.
we still have some steaks and so
Yeah, that'd
we
be
have a lot
good.
of bacon left, and we have ground beef and ground pork left.
The way that I
But-
eat, I would only eat the shitty stuff first, and then I would save all the good stuff.
Well,
for later.
the what it came into be was like, I really started using it for like the problem is like if you have a package,
You won
Oh.
a ton of meat
Yeah,
a few months ago.
$1,000
That's
worth
what
of
we're
meat.
talking about.
Yeah.
right? And so like let's say we wanted to have a ribeye steak.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Well, you have to thaw the package out, and then you open it, and there's 4 fucking ribeye
Yeah, there's
steaks.
4 yeah, that
and
makes sense.
you can't refreeze one you've already thawed out. So
Yeah.
you make them all, and then you eat it for a whole fucking week at work. So that's how it went
Yeah.
so fast. Is you had to,
Gotcha.
like, oh, I got a package of pork chops.
You're
Open it.
forced to
package.
cook a certain amount at a
Sure,
time.
right.
Yeah.
Kevin,
That
if
makes sense.
you won a 2-ton mega amount of meat,
Yes.
what kind of meat would you get?
I would get corned beef, pastrami, brisket, and probably some fillets.
So this is all cow meat, 100% cow meat.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't like chicken meat as much as cow meat.
right. I mean, we
I'm
get your
very
money's worth,
unhealthy.
right?
Red meat. Yeah, I got a bad heart.
I got
So
3
what?
whole.
I had a heart attack the other day. Yeah. So what?
That's
I got
right, you
I got
did
3
it.
whole. I got 3 whole chickens. Still.
3 whole chickens? That sounds sexy. I think I would get all loin.
Is that the crotch?
If I won a bunch of meat, I think I'd probably just get all loin.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport.
Loin.
Local time is 11:11.
You guys know what a
Temperature
loin
is
is?
69 degrees.
Cockix?
It's like a
When you're
lion,
sitting
but
covered,
like the
please
vowels
remain
reversed.
seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captains turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
I think I start talking about a liger.
Why?
They like to be called that. Critic reviews. Robert Sadelman from GameShowGarbage.com says Chuck Barris tried to make it goofy, outlandish in its goofiness to the enjoyment of nobody. Thankfully, it didn't sell, and we were given a superior treasure hunt revival on its own.
That's it.
Yeah, this is landing. This is where we say other people have seen this
Right.
fucking shit, and now they're going to talk about it.
Just that one person.
Yeah. Here's another one.
Oh.
USGameshows.net says this was painful to watch and was a sad commentary if people would be willing to humiliate themselves on television for a mere $500. Of course, I would have been proved wrong since the contestants of Fear Factor tended to do much worse.
Yeah.
Additionally, the pilot alludes to the fact that this would be a daily show since there was a "Can you come back tomorrow?" question.
Yeah, I thought it was next week, but it is tomorrow. Yeah.
I don't know how they would have come up with new humiliations day after day, although Jerry Springer has been on for over a decade.
Yeah, just
so I should really
ask
stop
a-
trying to underestimate the shame of the American populace.
Ask a 4th grader to come up with games.
Yeah. That's how I felt like wrote the Tonight Show with Jay Leno's monologue night after night was a bunch of fucking...
You heard about this? You guys seen this? Guys seen this? I got a bunch of cars. I wear a lot of denim. You guys see this? You guys hear that? This one?
You remember when Jay Leno used to say that?
I would never stay up that late.
I like to take it like a
That
shitty
late?
joke. That late?
10:30.
9:30.
Dude, I'm in bed by 8:30 every night.
How
How many hours a night do you need?
It's a miserable.
Huh?
What
Well,
time
the
you get-
problem is I don't sleep very well, and so
Backload your nights.
Yeah, you got to start pre-cumming your backload, buddy.
That's what Molly asked me. So can we start pre-cumming your backloads
Ladies and gentlemen,
so I don't have to work so hard?
please make sure your seat backs and tray tables
If you could just finish this and I'll walk
Sure.
by right before you come.
Jesus. Tap dancing.
Coming your backloads.
Best episode title ever, and we can't use
Can't
it
use it.
because instead it's going to be $1 a second.
Yep.
Fuck that.
Just like God intended. $1 a second. We saw it. Chances are you didn't. Chances are you don't. You're not even listening to this show right now.
That's a good chance.
Hey, if you're listening, make sure you're listening.
Something else that happens when Kevin and I get together. Oh boy, a scale of 1 to 7. That's how we rate the pilots we watch. We take it from the television program affectionately and accurately known as Wings from the 1990s.
Which is a much better show than this.
Oh, 1,000%. We take a look at all the characters. We say
Number one, Roy Biggins.
It's the worst character of all.
Yes.
Number 7.
Brian Hackett.
That's the best character. Absolutely. Kevin, I turn. There you go.
Yeah.
Thumbs up when you do the fart noise.
yeah.
Kevin, I turn to you. How do you rate $1 a second?
I watch every pilot.
Because you're a maniac.
I'm an idiot.
That's why you're kicking off this season full of losers.
yeah.
Because you're the top tier loser.
I can't wait till next week's
The
week's
biggest
loser
loser,
comes
but
in.
I'm
yeah.
fat.
Listen, you
And
fat
I'm not
piece of
losing
fucking
anyway.
shit. Yeah.
The biggest loser, and it's actually about the biggest loser.
Right.
I like game shows generally. I get excited just like you do, Blake.
Thank you.
But
Midget porn excites you too.
yeah,
Hold
yeah,
on a second.
very much.
Whoa, what?
So I was excited to see it was a game show. I
Yeah.
clicked on it. I watched it, and around the same time, we had the same thought: "Fuck this game. This sucks." That kind of thing. Bob Eubanks, good at what the job was.
Laying ladies down on their back.
He was
Tell 'em to
very
spread their
pervy,
legs.
very pervy, and kind of
But
an
every
asshole.
game show host in the 70s
Yes.
and 80s was a
I-
fucking
I'm,
pervert.
The original,
I'm not knocking him. I'm
guy
not
from-
defending him.
The guy from
Family Feud.
Family Feud, but
Richard
also,
Kind.
but also,
Not Richard Kind.
no, the guy from
My God, dude.
who was the guy
Not
that wanted you to
Richard
spay or
Kind.
neuter your dogs?
Bob Barker.
Bob Barker.
The
Is
biggest
Richard
perv
Kind-
of all of them.
Richard Kind was Home Improvement's neighbor. He did host that at one point, but he wasn't the perv.
Now, Richard Kind-
The original guy
host,
was like into
he would
drugs.
kiss,
Family Feud,
he would
he
kiss
like-
everyone.
He ended up murdering somebody.
No. The original host of Family Feud would kiss people on their mouths. When
Yeah.
The gray-haired guy that was always like drunk.
right, and
right?
I think he got into some trouble.
The second guy hung himself to death. The second
God.
host did a Family Feud, but the first guy was a great example of a pervy game show host from the 70s or 80s.
Okay.
Richard Dawson.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right.
It's just the first picture is him kissing somebody on the lips.
Right? Right?
It's literally
Oh,
there you go,
no, hold
kissing
on.
somebody on the lips.
No, that's Chuck Berry eating some chick's asshole.
Oh, whoops.
All right.
She was eating his, and he.
Chuck Berry, number 1.
I rate this a 1.
Oh,
Can't be a 0. Can't be a 0. Can't be a
Oh.
2. It's a 1.
Two, 0 is really frowned on because it's almost.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. Yeah, Roy Biggins. Because I was thinking about going 2, but then a 1 is ultimately what I'm thinking because honestly, Bob he was trying to make
Polish
this,
a turd, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. And it was like a 4th grader made up these games, like the fireman
Yeah.
hat, the baseball hat.
Totally.
It was just unnecessary. So 1. That's what I'm going.
Captain Philip Restisher,
This
you're
one's not going to be in the Golden Plate Club for sure.
you're pounding your fist into your hand. I turn to you as I have so often in the past. How do you rate $1 a second?
Okay, first off, I'm going to give you
High-five it.
Stewardess Molly. She did watch it and she did rate it.
Okay, great.
In her exact words, and I quote, "What the fuck? I'll give it a 4." As in,
Wow.
what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened?
So just
The shock value. Shock value. She gave it a 4.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big points on the shock value. What about
She
you,
likes
Captain?
she likes statutory rape for some reason.
Oh my god!
And that's why I married her.
Really?
Well, I got it. We were talking about your molestation earlier. That was the darkest part of the show.
You think
It could be a fly on the wall and watch what just
Do you think?
Do I think he's listening? Yes, I think your molester is listening to the show.
Do you think it comes from that? Do you think it stems from that?
I think you're fucked up for a variety of reasons. Captain,
That's
how
not
do you?
only it.
When was the last time you said something nice about me?
You're,
4
Just
episodes?
then. He said you're fucked up for a variety of reasons, not just one.
Yeah. No, I think you're very. I think you're
So
very
I'm versatile.
Should I compliment you real quick?
Handsome. I like your goatee.
We got a new mixer. You've masterfully are able to understand it.
I don't think it's sounding right. We haven't listened to. We sound great, but I don't think it sounds great on tape.
We'll see.
You're wearing a button-up shirt. You look very fanciful.
Thanks.
Your hair looks good. Your
looks
hair always
great,
looks good. The past year, your hair has looked great. I don't know what's going on.
My hair's been banging.
Very much. I agree.
You're straight banging. And that's all I have to say positive about you. Nothing else.
Well, I'll say this is positive about dollar a second. I enjoyed myself. I loved the perviness.
What?
I love Bob Eubanks, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm giving this a blonde bump. We're going to go to a 6, baby.
What the fuck?
I loved this. It was so much fun. It was so stupid. Yes,
What?
I understand that there's no money. I understand that these are stupid games, but this is the 80s, and I got to go back there in my mind. It's acceptable for him to be pervy because in the 70s and 80s, all the game show hosts were.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's true.
He did what he was supposed to do. He filled time.
Yes.
I will say that that blonde gave me a metal milk butter from the start, and then you bring in that robot that we watched his pilot one time. What was that one called? The pilot of that
Tobor.
Tobor. That's what I thought about. Tobor.
That was one of the first ones that I watched.
Holy shit.
That guy.
you got it.
That guy. And the
Remember-
robots.
Remember Tobor was robot backwards?
Yeah, robot backwards. That's how I remember it. Yeah.
And he picks this lady up twice, does
Yeah.
not drop her in that suit.
Yeah.
Give him props. I'm giving this a 6, baby.
Wow.
Okay.
Holy crow. I did not see that
Adventurous.
coming.
Adventurous rating.
Whew.
Because I know quality.
I'm kind of taken aback, honestly. A lot of times you and I have been aligning on these things, like so much women and their periods syncing up. But I would say I am more aligned on this one with Kevin. Well, I'm not going to go as far low as a 1. I will give it a bump for a sexy robot blonde bathtub bump. That's the bump I'm giving this one. And I'll tell you, Bob Eubanks, I think he did a good job with what he was given.
Correct.
This is a seasoned game show host. He knows how to keep it lively, keep the crowd interacted, but
Keep the contestants moving to where they're supposed to be.
but he was
Staying
polished.
horny.
But someone gave him a fresh, delicious turd and a polished cloth where he just kept rubbing it. And guess what? There was nothing there. You can never polish this to the point where it looked beautiful. It smelled like shit. It tasted like shit. And goddamn it looked like shit. I give $1 a second a 2. And with that, we close the book on $1 a second. And we will never mention that show again.
Ever.
But join us next time, won't you please, when we watch the pilot episode of Acting Sheriff. Here's a little something to wet your whistle. B-movie star becomes a sheriff in a small town. You can find the entire episode of Acting Sheriff by subscribing to Couch Pilots in SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue.
Just put a fucking period in it.
Sorry. Or go to YouTube. Kevin?
And you know what to Jew-tube. Oh,
Jews!
whoops.
They don't exist.
Whoops.
It's not real.
Slip of the tongue. Whoops.
Oh my god. Oh, actually, this is a good part of the show. I do want to mention, this is kind of where we wind down and kind of give you some of our contact information. Right at the top of this part of the show, I do want to give super big props, raise the roof style, people still say that, to Travis Hymel. One of
Travis, T-Rev.
one of our frequent flyers. He's got a Kickstarter right now.
Oh, I saw this, yes.
He is an artist, a comic book artist, and he is awesome. If you like comic books,
Correct.
if you like awesome artistry, check out L.U.C.H.A. It's a new comic book started by one of our frequent flyers. Go to patreon.com. They have a Kickstarter there. They're raising money for L.U.C.H.A. Is it on? I can't remember if it's on Kickstarter or Patreon. I think it's on Kickstarter.
Kickstarter, yeah.
Go to Kickstarter.com. In the search engine, put L.U.C.H.A. L.U.C.H.A.
Yep.
You will see something he's created with another gentleman artist and another guy who's a writer. These three guys have come together to make an incredible comic book, and you can see the first 3 pages in an incredible trailer, not only on their Facebook page, but on Kickstarter as well. Donate to them, and you're going to get some awesome shit.
I am going to make sure I put the links to these in the show.
Yeah, that looks really sweet.
We tweeted it a few weeks ago. This is the first show we've recorded since then, but I wanted to mention that. Travis is a great frequent flyer. He's racked up a shit ton of points with us. And
he doesn't even use them.
He I don't know what Travis
He's
is planning.
sitting on them for something.
I think he's going to take over the show.
He might cash it in on Kickstarter.
Money in the Bank?
Yeah.
Other than that, go to couchpilotspodcast.com. It's a website in the sea of websites, but ours exists. You can go there, and you can listen to every single one of our shows. Our entire back category is there. If you've heard of a pilot and you wonder, have the stupid fucking idiots Couch Pilots done it? We can type it in the search engine, and you can find out for your stupid self.
Elvira.
Giddy up, papa, mow,
Elvira.
My heart is on fire
for Elvira.
Maybe I'll be on Biggie and karaoke sometime.
I hope that you will. Is that Oak Ridge Boys?
Yep.
That's the Oak Ridge Boys. We already sang. We sung it.
I know. I was at a sale over the weekend, and I found an Oak Ridge Boys vinyl.
You don't need to tell us that you were at a sale over the weekend. You're at a sale every fucking weekend.
I existed over the weekend. Okay?
He's in sex trafficking.
But
I was at a sale.
You saw some Oak Ridge Boys?
I was having sex with someone for money, and I saw this out, but it didn't have Elvira on it. Or I swear to God, I would have bought it for you guys.
Oh, that's great. Love it.
Go to couchpilotspodcast.com. You can contact us through email, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's all there. Or at the number, like Kevin mentioned earlier, it's 910-PILOTS-1. It's 910-745-6871. And we heard from Lucas, and we heard from Ann on this show.
Right.
A couple of great voicemails. We thank them. They're getting frequent flyer points. And we also have a Patreon page, don't we?
Yeah, patreon.com/couchpilots. We have 4 different tiers that you can donate, and there's different levels of donation, different prizes you get. Kevin, I am a Patreon supporter of Karaoke Big E.
Correct.
You would think that he would just funnel that dollar back to me.
Correct. So. Yeah, you would think.
But he doesn't.
No. But he doesn't.
But you know what?
He's waiting for that big payday where he puts $5 a month.
You got a kid coming. You'll never have $5 a month ever again. It'll never happen. Anyway, if you want to help the show out, that's a good way to do it, because not only are you're giving a couple shekels,
right,
but you're getting much, much more.
Sure.
There's stuff on there that Jason didn't even agree to.
Right.
Correct.
He's holding my feet to the fire, and goddamn it, I'll commit to it.
Oxygen blowjob.
I don't know. How can you? What else? I almost feel like I always want to end the show with that.
Now,
it's called blackout.
When you breathe in, it's oxygen, but when you breathe out, is it carbon monoxide?
Carbon dioxide. Ooh. Carbon monoxide, you would kill people.
Yeah. Don't kill anyone.
What are they? Hey.
Somebody give me Jason's dance stick!
No, we're not going to end it right there. Kevin, we promoted it earlier. Karaoke Big E.
Karaoke Big E,
It's a great show. Thank you so much for coming on this episode of Couch Pilots. Is there anything that you want to plug?
I would like to plug Karaoke Big E on Tuesdays. I would also like to plug the pilots. Guys, they put them in the episode description. What you can do on your podcast app of choice is click on that Classically Blue link, watch the pilot before you listen to the episode, just one time. I would recommend doing it on this one.
Really?
We are at the end of the show, so too bad. But for the next one, they have the link for the next week.
This suggestion may have been rough.
You can do that. They have the pilot for the next week, which is about Jerry Seinfeld or something, right? Because he's a B-movie actor.
Sure, that's right.
So just go ahead and watch that, and then you'll be ready for the next week. That's what I have to plug. Watch the pilots.
Well, you spent more time plugging our notes section of our show than your own fucking podcast.
Karaoke Biggie, it's fun. It's on Tuesdays.
It's a great program. Very good. Captain Philip, rest assured, do you have any message of positivity, any message at all to our frequent flyers you'd like to give before we go?
Yeah, little kids, don't get in a situation where you might get molested.
Abandoned truck.
And with that, this pilot
use the prevent defense.
It's always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots. Thanks, everyone.
I can say this stuff because I was abused. If I wasn't abused, I couldn't say this.
That's why I date people of other ethnicities, so I can use all their slurs.
Can I sing the song again?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thanks. Thanks. Don't mute me. Thanks.
We won't mute you.
He was about to. I
Kick
want to sing
it.
the song.